Lakers Nation, we made it. Tonight is opening night, and I am itching with excitement. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Dean Frank, and this is episode 1 of Lakers Locks. Pretty much, you are tuning in here for a full, honest, and real perspective from a longtime fan. I mean, growing up my whole life, I've been a huge Lakers fan, and there's nothing I'd rather do than just talk it because I do all the time, so I might as well post it. But I'm here to give the real perspective, no corporate media BS, because I know ESPN and all that, I mean, it's not the honest truth, right? So welcome in, everybody. This is episode 1 today. I'm just going to give my expectations, and let's preview the season going forward. A lot has happened over this offseason and the preseason as well. Lots of storylines to take in. Where do we even start? I guess we got to start with the GOAT, Lebron, year 22 coming in. I mean, at this point, he's going to turn 40 this season, but he has pretty much accomplished everything he's wanted to in the NBA. And he's very honest about it. He said that everything past this point is really just extra credit because he has pretty much every record you could think of. And I mean, obviously he wants to keep winning, but you know, at this point he is here because he's able to play with his son, Bronny James. And I mean, there's no way I can go through this podcast without talking about that first, because LeBron and Bronny on the same team is legendary. I mean, we've never seen this happen before in the NBA. Obviously, I think the only other duo father-son to play on the same team is the Ken Griffey Jr., Ken Griffey Sr., which is, I mean, it's a remarkable stat. And even if you're a LeBron hater, I mean, come on, just taking greatness. Like, I know Bronny might not be what everyone expects. I mean, he's 20 years old now. I mean, he definitely has a lot of development to do, but I think it's awesome. So just take it in, stop hating, stop doubting, and let's just watch history. We don't know if Bronny will be playing too often. I think he definitely is going to be sent to the G League. Maybe he'll get a couple minutes late in the game if the game isn't looking too close. We'll talk a little bit more about the rotation going forward, but I guess just going back to our big two, LeBron and AD, obviously playing this offseason in the Olympics. I mean, they played some of the best basketball we've seen them play together. So hopefully they still have a full head of steam and ready for this season, because that was top-notch basketball. And it seems that they are just excited and itching to get back because, I mean, when you win at the highest level, I guess you just want to keep winning, right? All right, next talking point, let's talk about JJ Redick. First-time head coach, obviously coming up, working as an ESPN play-by-play analysis, along with having the podcast with LeBron, which a lot of people hate as well. You know, as we get into these storylines, I think you'll notice that if you're not a Lakers fan, I mean, people just hate on us. Hate us because you ain't us. I guess that's just the motto from here on. But, you know, if you're not a Laker fan growing up, I guess I understand why you would just hate everything going on. But with JJ Redick, I guess my only doubts I have is the experience, right? I mean, having LeBron on this team is like, we got to win now. Every single season, I mean, it really should be championship or bust, because with LeBron's level caliber of player, I mean, that's what you got to expect, right? I do really like JJ Redick as a coach. I mean, he seems super knowledgeable. It looks like he pretty much does everything that Darvin Ham didn't do. I think he's building the chemistry on this team that we have been lacking in the past years. And really, I don't know if we can put all that blame on Darvin Ham, but I mean, the team every single year, it's like we have a different team, different trade rumors and all that is always criticized around this team. So I think for this team now that we kind of kept mostly everyone from last year, I think JJ Redick is really able to build the chemistry with this team. And it seems like everyone is excited to get into the season. So I'm excited to see how JJ Redick grows. And, you know, it might be a little ugly at the start. We can't lie. I mean, we're not expecting to win out the first, couple weeks of the season. I think it's going to be a roller coaster. I mean, if you're like me and you've seen Laker basketball these past couple of years, the regular season doesn't tell all, right? I mean, as long as we can get into the playoffs, we got a shot. The next talking point I want to talk about is Mr. Dalton Knecht, our rookie, our first round pick. You've seen what he's done in preseason, right? I mean, the confidence he shoots with, he is older for a rookie, right? So I guess that in a way, it's like he's already ready. He doesn't need to develop too much. I mean, playing all I guess 5 years in college, I believe 4 years. You can fact check me on that, but I think just going forward, I would love to see Dalton Knecht play in the rotation. I know JJ Redick has said we're going to have a 9-man rotation. I think Dalton Knecht fits in there. I think that his shooting confidence and the ability to just put the ball in the basket is something we have been lacking on this offense. And I think it's going to be a fresh breath of air to just see Dalton Knecht come in and take over with Laker basketball. It's going to be awesome seeing him and Austin Reeves duo together because we got the new Splash Bros. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about the starting lineup, right? JJ Redick announced that it is going to be the same starting lineup that we had pretty much the most success with last season. Obviously, there's injuries and all that, but going into the starting five, into opening night, we have D'Lo, Austin Reeves, Hachimura, LeBron, and AD. I think the starting five works. I mean, it is the best of what we have. And, some might say we're not playing big enough. We're lacking a big man, which are definitely true. And I know AD definitely wants to maybe play more of that 4 role so we can open up space a little bit and just be a little more free on defense. But I think with what we have, this starting five is going to work. I just want to see. I think LeBron is going to take a little bit of step back, right? I think at least with scoring, we know what type of facilitator he is. I think he will be able to get Reeves and Hachimura the easy mid-range buckets that they're used to. I'm looking for Reeves to take a big step. I want him to average at least 16 points this year, and we need him to be that third guy because, LeBron is getting older, and we keep saying it every year, but I don't think LeBron will be able to average the 24, 7, and 7 like he has in the past. I mean, he's about to be 40 years old, right? So someone has to step up, and I think it has to be Reeves this year because Pelinka said he doesn't want to trade Reeves. Reeves is our guy, and I'm not hating on that. I mean, I love Austin Reeves. He definitely just didn't have as big of a last season that we'd expect from his season prior, which he took a big step. D'Lo as our guard, I mean, there's been a lot of trade rumors with D'Lo and like what's going to happen with him. I love how D'Lo plays. I mean, when he gets hot, he's like no other, and we've seen him get hot. I guess it just depends on if he could keep momentum going forward and stay confident because we need him to. I mean, if we're going to win games, we need our guards to be locked down on offense because we are lacking a little bit size on defense. I'm really expecting AD to take another big step. I mean, he's still in his prime. He's obviously getting a little bit older now, but AD needs to become that one on our team as LeBron will be gone in the next couple of years. And it'll be interesting to see if that role is going to be AD's or if he'll leave. So I feel like at this point, like I know there's a lot of new faces on this team, including JJ Redick and Knecht and Bronny, but like the team core hasn't changed much and AD needs to be the center of it. As we move on, let's talk a little bit about our depth. Injuries have always been a problem with this Lakers team. Vanderbilt and Christian Wood and Koloko are all out, at least for the first week or game one. Vanderbilt obviously hurts the most. I mean, he went healthy, I guess, started last year, 2 years ago. He was in the starting five, and he was that stretch defender guy that, I mean, he's just able to guard any position, and he's definitely a huge asset that we will be missing and definitely brings the size that we need. Because I can't lie, Jackson Hayes, I don't think he's going to be that guy to fix that spot missing. So we'll talk about it later going into the season, but we do need a trade for a big man. I don't know if it's going to be halfway through the season, like first month in, but I think I'll make a whole separate video on what big man might be the best fit for us because if we want to contend in this Western Conference, that is absolutely stacked, let me tell you. I mean, who do we got? I guess OKC made a couple of big moves over the off season. There's the Timberwolves are there, the Mavs are always there. The Warriors, I guess. I mean, the Warriors, the Grizzlies, and the Lakers, I put all in like the second tier of like Western Conference teams that like could make a jump, but at the same time, it's like we kind of know what we're going to get with them. For the end of the video, I'll give my predictions on just the end of Lakers season. But yeah, I guess looking more at the roster, JJ Redick mentioned the 9-man rotation, and other than the starting five, which I already talked about. That's going to include Max Christie, who JJ has been super high on this year. And I think it's finally time for Christie to get some playing time. I mean, the past couple seasons, he hasn't really been able to make too much of a name for himself. I mean, we've seen small glimpses of him, but I think he's going to be that 3-and-D guy that could stretch the floor and just give us a little more energy coming off the bench. We have Gabe Vincent, who coming off a pretty bad injury last year. I mean, he didn't play too much, so he was never really able to get going. So he's our, I guess, our backup guard. And then Jackson Hayes, which I mentioned, which I don't know if he's really going to cut it. And then Dalton Connect in there as well. All right, we got through kind of all the storylines leading up to this, and let's just talk expectations going forward. I think the ceiling for this team, I'm going to be honest, the ceiling. If this happens, like I'll be super excited, and I would say it was a great year, even though it's championship or bust. We know that, but I think a Western Conference Finals, I mean that would be awesome. I think hopefully we wouldn't have to face the Nuggets again because they are our kryptonite, but having LeBron on this team is like if we are in the playoffs. I mean, I don't want to be in another playing game. Let's get out of that little playing tournament. But if we can be a 5 or a 6 seed, I would. I guess the 6 seed wouldn't help either. But I would love to see just us get into the playoffs, and when we're in the playoffs, I think we have a chance to win it all. But I'm gonna say the ceiling is at the Western Conference, and the floor is making a play. And I mean, I expect us to be in the playoffs, and I think these past couple of years, I mean, we've been right there, ranking 8 and 9, and I mean, I guess we won out in the play-in, which has been fine because we are clutch like that, but it doesn't help with Lakers fans just like mental what's the word? I don't know. It's just hard to I would want to see an injury-free season at I think around 50 wins would be a great year and just a shot in the playoffs. And additionally, hopefully we can trade for a big man. Just right now, I think we are lacking just one little piece that could put this team together and make us contend for a chip. Because, like I said, the Western Conference is stacked, and I mean LeBron and AD can do anything together. But at what point is LeBron going to slow down? Just some final thoughts. Dalton Connect, potential rookie of the year. I mean, if he's shooting like he did lights out in the preseason, and if he gets the time that JJ Redick has mentioned that he might be able to play on the floor, like anything can happen. This rookie class is wide open. I mean, I like Reed Shepard on the Rockets. I like a lot of people like Zach Edey on the Grizzlies, but it's really wide open. There isn't one guy who there's no Wemby this year. So Dalton Connect, rookie of the year, and Bronny for MVP. Nah, I'm playing. I do want to see Bronny play a little bit this year, but like I said, he has a lot of development to do, and I'm not expecting too much from him, although it will be awesome to see him and LeBron, the GOAT, play on the floor for the same time. But I'll stop yapping. Thank you all for listening. I'm going to be here weekly just talking, chopping up some Lakers content. I mean, that's all I do anyway, so I might as well post it. If you have any recommendations, any feedback for me, let me know in the comments, and I'm open to it because it's a journey. This is episode 1, so we got a long journey ahead of us. I appreciate you all again for listening. Go Lakers. Let's get this win tonight.